Welcome to Capital Forum, interviews with Washington area business and policy leaders, giving us a glimpse into their lives, their careers, and how they're making a difference here in the greater Washington area. I'm your host, Jack Calvertinas. Today's interview continues our series of conversations with senior leaders at the McCormick Group. I'd like to welcome Steve Nelson to the Bigwig Media Studios here at the historic Willard Hotel. So Steve, welcome back to our studios.
It's great to be back again, Jack.
The last time we spoke with you and David Riss, we covered a range of issues relating to government affairs. And today we're going to be focused on law firm management. And considering how important law firm management is to the profitability of firms, as well as increasing client demands, tell me about this practice.
Right. It's sort of an unrecognized practice at the McCormick Group. I think people know us and they know me for our work placing partners and practice groups in law firms. But increasingly over the last 20 years, we've been doing a lot of work at high-level administrative positions, chief executive officers, chief operating officers, chief marketing officers, chief human resources officers. Plus, we do a lot of work at the director and manager level, and those are often the toughest to find for these law firms.
Tell me about who is on your team working with you on these searches.
Right. So in addition to myself, Cassie Battle has been with us 25 years, does a lot of work in the law firm management space. She specializes in it entirely. And then Deborah Page works on a lot of our technology-related positions, and Elizabeth Humphrey often works on anything related to human resources.
So let me ask you, Steve, is it just law firms?
No, it's not just law firms. We recently handled two main positions for one of the leading Washington government affairs firms. And we also handled a few years ago the chief operating officer for one of these global law firm networks. That person's been so successful that now she's the chief executive officer.
Interesting. So tell us about, in your point of view, latest trends that you're seeing in law firm management.
Right. So basically what's been happening in the law firms is that they are increasingly adding personnel and expertise in the whole area of client engagement. And that involves the pricing of the matters, involves legal process management, how you're managing the matters. It involves your relationships with your clients and client feedback programs. And so these are being run by professionals who are not lawyers, or if they are lawyers, they're not practicing lawyers anymore. In addition, many firms have those professionals actually be mini COOs of each of their main practice groups.
I'm sure that is a huge contrast to what you saw 20, 30 years ago, when people used to joke about law firms and how they're managed or not.
Right, absolutely. I mean, it used to be that you'd have a COO and maybe a CFO who are handling the internal operations of the firm. That's still important, but now it's a much broader range of expertise that these firms need to get a handle on if they're going to be successful in today's ultra-competitive environment.
Let me close, Steve, by asking you this sort of broad question about searches, in particular, your own style. What are your keys to conducting a successful and efficient search for your clients?
Well, there are many keys, of course, but I think one of the most important is establishing a great partnership between the client and the search firm. We find when we have that partnership and we are talking to them at least every week, usually a scheduled call, and we've actually outlined the scope of the search and the timing of the search. When we've done that, we are more successful. We create that bond between the search firm and the client, and each of us have responsibilities that we know about and that we're committed to. When that happens, we are very successful almost all of the time.
So on that note, Steve, I want to thank you for joining us. I think that you helped to shine really a bright light on this area of law firm management that a lot of people don't really understand, but is of great importance to how law firms operate and how they manage their clients. So thank you for coming back to Capital Forum.
Thank you for the opportunity, Jack.